Good evening and welcome to episode 106 for Schnozzcast on January 1st, 2021. Happy New Year, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. I was like, are we supposed to respond or?
Yes.
I don't know.
Okay. This is Bob. Thanks for joining me and my cohorts. Going to the left here, Mr. Nicholas Bader.
Oh, good evening, Bob. Happy New Year to you, sir.
Happy New Year.
And right directly in front of me, someone whose birthday is coming up at midnight.
What? I was going to say when.
We almost started after your birthday, but Cory Jeffrey Lebowski.
Oh, hey. And to my left. I remembered that time.
So far,
That was just a dramatic pause. Dramatic effect.
Whatever makes you feel better.
Miss Danielle.
Hello.
Hello. So if you're joining us for the first time, thank you very much. Please make it a habit. You can find us online on iTunes, Podbean, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and anywhere where you can get a goddamn podcast. We are also available on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, all at Schnozzcast, SCHNOZZCAST. Please also don't forget to email us with any of your existential questions or requests for relationship advice from the lovely Danielle Finn at schnozzcast@gmail.com. Otherwise, thank you for joining us. Hopefully your Christmas was good. Hopefully your New Year's Eve was good. Oh. And now you're with the Schnozzcast, which is like comfort food for your ears.
There we go.
Like being wrapped up in a warm blanket with a bowl of soup on a cold day.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I told you I'd write that down, Cory.
That's where we take off. Here we go.
When did they make it big? It was that warm blanket thing.
Wondering when our springboard comment was going to come. So
it's always the warm blanket.
That's it. So, Danielle, we did not see you last week. So how was your Christmas?
Correct. It was good.
Excellent. Moving on.
Fantastic. That's enough for me.
You three crazy kids got together for New Year's Eve last night. So how was that?
We did.
A very social distanced New Year's Eve. Mm-hmm. There was no hugging or picture taking.
A lot of air high fives.
We were throwing beers across the room to each other. But no, it was a fantastical time.
Fantastical.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, especially when Nick had the...
I'm sorry, what?
When Nick tried to find the ball drop, and it was showing on ABC News with all the people that died this year on a loop.
Yeah.
And we couldn't figure out how to get it
I'm
off.
glad you said ABC News because all I heard was he tried to find the ball drop.
Well, you should have seen my face when she first asked me, Nick, can you show me the ball drop? And I was like, oh, Danielle, that happened a long
Cory,
time ago.
Cory, could you walk in the room just for a second? I think someone's calling you.
Cory, I think you have to go take a pee, don't you?
So he found it eventually, I assume.
Yeah, it was interesting.
Eventually the ball dropped.
It did.
Well, we had... we're watching through Wi-Fi. We're watching like Hulu with live TV, so there's a bit of a delay.
Oh, uh-huh.
And I assume that was it, but it was like 45 minutes or 45 seconds until midnight before they started dropping the goddamn ball. They were still in a commercial with a minute left. And I'm like, what is going on here? I know there's nobody down there. I know they're trying to have like crowds that are very sparse and people distance far apart, but I'm like, come on.
Yeah, I didn't have any of that, highfalutin cable TV money, so we were trying to find it on Hulu as well, and it was a loop.
That's exactly what I said I was watching.
I know, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
But to echo your sentiment,
okay.
I mean, yeah.
Oh, all right. I thought you were impugning me.
No. And
lumping me in with those highfalutin people.
No, and so we were trying to watch it on Hulu, but like as Danielle said, it was like, these are all the people that died, and it was like a slow...
Yeah.
procession of their photos, and it's like so and so died, and so and so.
Are we talking every American or just?
It's like celebrities. It was like
okay.
And it was like a very slow like PowerPoint like you would see at a funeral, and it was like Wilford Brimley 2020, and it's like went on and it just kept going on.
I didn't even know he was still alive.
Well, he's not.
Well, not anymore. Yeah.
No, I thought he had died like well before
Bob.
I thought he was dead like 8 years ago.
And it would
take a guess what he died from.
Boredom.
No, he died from diabetes.
Nope, I'm not taking the bait. I'm not taking the bait.
And so it played on loop for it was on like a 10-minute loop. And then she'd be like, well, thank you for joining us for 2020. These are another look back on blah, blah. And it would start over again, these people. And I'm like, is this the I want to shoot myself channel? What is this? And in the bottom right corner, there was like a little muted version of Times Square, and it's like live, and Danielle's like, can't you click on that? That's what we want to see. I'm like, it's not, you can't do that. She's, give me it. And she's looking, and I'm trying to look, and finally we had to do a little hacking into an undisclosed person's cable account, and we finally were able to.
Why are you guys looking at me?
No, it's not yours.
You don't have cable, so we couldn't hack into your account.
Oh, actual cable. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. And so finally we got that fancy Kabli channel up, and we were able to watch like 5 minutes before the countdown. So.
Yeah, it did switch over very quick. It was literally like the minute prior to the ball drop, they actually started showing it. And that was it.
What was misleading too is in the description, it said on there live ball drop. There was nothing live about anything.
No, it was like the dead channel. There was nothing alive about
and then
that.
it would go to a commercial for like a minute and a half, and then it just started over.
Right, and then that was followed by approximately 2 hours of musical performances from people whose names I didn't.
We saw a couple.
Never heard before.
Yeah.
Well, it was quite the motley crew once we finally got to Times Square as well. Ryan Seacrest looks like he's slowly morphing into Dick Clark. I don't know if like that's like I said last night, like it's like the Tim Allen Santa Claus. Like once you put the suit on, you just start growing the facial hair and kind of morphing into Santa. But that's kind of what he looked like to me. I mean, I haven't seen Ryan Seacrest in quite some time, but also the like I said, the motley crew of people that they were like, okay, let's go to
Billy.
Billy, hey Billy, and it was like this guy in like a cow print fur, and he's like, oh hey, I'm out here, it's crazy. And
That's
like,
not that guy. I'm like, I don't know who that is.
No, nobody does.
What is this?
It was Billy.
No, I got that part.
I said, who the fuck is Billy? I'm like, are they just like, too many people died, we got to grab someone?
I bet if you showed up there in one of those coats, they'd be like, you want to do a
Well,
spot?
you're on TV, bud.
Yeah.
So
Slim pickings.
It was very strange to me. So
Did you watch J-Lo do her numbers?
No, but my mom complained about it today at dinner.
There was one excellent part of that though, where she had gone off to the left-hand side of the stage, like she's facing this way. She walked over here and she kind of got up on like a riser and she's like singing to the crowd. I don't know if there was any crowd there, but I know there were some people like off the side, like A-Rod was there.
Oh, of course.
And some other girls who were dancing, and A-Rod was trying to do his dance move too, and I'm like, come on, man. So then she came back on the stage, and she took one step, and she's like, fuck it, I'm doing a knee slide. And then she did. Got down on both knees and slid all the way to the other end of the stage and right into the camera. Shoulder bumped the camera, and then tried to like shake it off, going, yeah, I meant to do that.
That's weird.
So Cory, is this a new feature, or is it just because I'm using an Apple product now that I'm noticing it? Because I'm not noticing it there. But in my chat room, every person that enters the room, it gives me a toggle option to bring them on camera. And to every person underneath them, it says, Lori Clark's entered the room, bring them on camera, and I can click on it. Is that going through your switcher somehow, that I'm somehow tied into the web of your switcher right now?
What is happening?
No.
Is it? So it's through Facebook?
It would probably just bring them on camera on your iPad, and they'd just be able to see you.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And we can try it and see what happens.
I don't want any of these people to see me. I mean, they're already seeing enough right now. I mean, I don't want, what this camera's pointing at right now, but
The up the nostril shot directly
well,
from your iPad.
Right. What if it falls?
Why
I actually have
can't
no
I
pants on.
Why can't I see any of Todd's comments? Just that you're responding to them.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any either over here.
That's weird.
Why are you not seeing any of Todd's comments?
Yeah.
Because he's as Schnozzcast.
He's Schnozzcast.
Oh, now I get it. I was like,
That's what happens when you miss a week.
That's true.
All right, so let's do a little booze news, Cory, because I think you and Nick have some segments here.
We'll let Cory go first this time.
Oh, did you go first last time?
I've been going first a lot with booze news.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
We appreciate it, though.
Yeah, no problem.
mine is not necessarily a recent article.
Doesn't have to be.
We landed on the moon.
Close. It's close.
British are coming.
So I just found this very interesting. It was something. It was on a show I was watching the other night, and I researched it a little bit. But hours after Pearl Harbor on December 7th, 1941,
Wow.
really taking it back.
That's right. The Secret Service found themselves in a bind. President Franklin D. Roosevelt was to give his infamy speech to Congress the next day, And although the trip from the White House to Capitol Hill was short, agents weren't sure how to transport him safely. The White House did already have a specialty-built limousine for the president that he regularly used, but it wasn't bulletproof. And the Secret Service realized this could be a major problem now that the country was at war. FDR's speech was to take place at noon on December 8th, and time was running out. They had to procure an armored car, and fast. So, who did they turn to?
Bill Johnson.
James Bond.
Mr. Al Capone.
Okay.
The Secret Service actually...
Had he already caught syphilis by that point?
I don't know. That's
Okay.
a good question. But yeah, they actually borrowed his armored car and used it, his 1928 Cadillac. They had the model here, but yeah, it was one of the only armored cars around at the time. And apparently, when FDR came out of the White House that day and saw the 1928 Cadillac sitting there, he asked one of the Secret Service agents whose car it was, and they were trying to basically deter him, like, "Oh, it's okay, President. Let's just go ahead and get on the move."
Yeah.
And
Never you mind.
And he demanded that before he got in the car, he know where the car came from. And they said that Mr. Capone had lent it to the Secret Service. So it was used for FDR and several presidents after that. And then it did go missing for several years and just recently showed up on an auction block.
Wow.
And sold for over $1 million.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Fascinating.
I would think you actually have gone for more than that.
I mean, $1 million for a 28 Cadillac's a shit ton of money.
Yeah, but the history.
Yeah.
True.
They were discussing too that all the upgrades that it had, besides just the bulletproofing, I did not know that Al Capone painted all his bulletproof cars either green or black and put Chicago police on the side of them to fit in with all the police cars driving around, so he wouldn't be spotted as Al Capone.
Wow.
Huh.
So, yeah, I found that very interesting.
Very interesting. I didn't know any of those things.
Yeah, very nice.
Always the hallmark of a good Booze News article.
There you go.
Nick, what do you got?
All right. And now it's time for Booze News. So now it's time for Booze News. So Odd Lang Syne, weird and wonderful New Year's Eve traditions around the world, from furniture throwing to wild cemetery parties. So this I thought would hit a little bit more home with New Year's Eve. I didn't get an article from 50 to 60 to 70 years ago, but this will have to do. So it says Brits.
The shitting on your story.
No,
just
I think that was
go on.
fantastic. It says from gathering in cemeteries in Chile for a party with the dead to South Africans throwing their old furniture out the window to mark a new start of the year. There are some weird and wonderful ways of celebrating around the world. With grape binges, plate throwing, and more, people go all out on December 31st. Of course, this year will be very different across the world due to the ongoing pandemic, but some traditions will likely remain. Now, as we prepare to welcome in 2021, we look at other traditions around the world for what some other people have been doing. So it says in Chile, some families spend the night in the company of their deceased loved ones by celebrating in the cemetery. That's fucking creepy.
I saw that going a whole different direction, and thank God it wasn't going the way I thought. Okay. Whoa.
It says the macabre ritual takes place in the city of Telka, where the graveyard gates are open for the midnight celebration. It's thought that the tradition began relatively recently, but it's already become an annual custom in the region. Effigies stuffed with firecrackers. It says in Panama, New Year's Eve involves stuffing effigies called muñecos, which are made to resemble politicians and celebrities, stuffing them with firecrackers and then setting them ablaze at midnight. The dolls are also beaten in a bid to drive away evil spirits who are fearful of the light noise. Out with the old in South Africa, it's become a tradition to throw old furniture out the window on December 31st in some areas to mark the start of the new year. However, the custom in Hillbrow area of Johannesburg has been cracked down on in the recent years as falling TV sets and fridges were becoming something of danger. It says the hazardous tipping tradition also takes place in Italy, where it's also customary to eat lentils and celebrate the new year. In Spain, locals eat a grape for each strike of midnight and one for each month of the year. If you manage to eat all 12 on time, then it's believed that you'll enjoy a year of prosperity. Couldn't you? I mean, I would
How's
just eat them all.
How can you not eat them on time?
In Hungary, it's a tradition to.
Okay.
I didn't write the article. In Hungary, or I didn't make any of these traditions either. So, don't ask me. In Hungary,
You heard it. Don't ask him.
yeah, it's a tradition to munch on pork to bring in the new year. Some sort of pork jelly or pork pieces, which I think
Pork pieces.
Cory could get on board with.
Not pork jelly.
Pork jelly. I think we might have tapped a resource that you haven't tried yet here, sir.
Gelatinous pork fat does not sound good.
But Cory, don't you love Mike's bacon jam, which is pork jelly?
yeah, that's the pork jelly I'm thinking of is just like emulsified pork fat.
So it says the fatty contents of the meat symbolize wealth and prosperity, while fish is avoided because it's thought to represent your luck swimming away.
It's really weird.
Lucky dishes on New Year's Day include roasted pork, cabbage rolls filled with ground pork, and cold pork aspect, basically pork jelly. It says, don't be surprised to find a load of broken china on your doorstep if you're celebrating New Year's in Denmark. Smashing plates against front doors is thought to bring luck to whoever lives there. Dude, that'd be awesome. I would
breaks your door.
I would go to everyone I hated and be like, good luck. So the more smashed plates you wake up to, the luckier your year will be. Locals even keep their chipped china and broken plates in their home throughout the year, especially to show their friends. Danes also believe it's lucky to leap off a chair at the strike of midnight, which symbolizes jumping into the new year. It says the Irish used to bang loaves of bread against the wall. I think that was probably the Irish just being drunk.
That's exactly what that sounds
speak on
like.
behalf of my family and in my past family. I think that they were probably just drunk one time. They're like, "Oh, let's do it again. Let's throw the bread against the wall. It's for New Year's." You know, like even though it's kind of Scottish, but still,
it works.
I'm Scottish as well, so it works. So it was supposed to ward off bad spirits while welcoming good ones into the house. It said it's even sweeter food-based tradition takes place in Switzerland where it's customary to drop ice cream on the floor. The dessert dropping is meant to bring peace and good luck in the new year. Like the Swiss, the French turn to a sugary treat for their New Year's celebrations, but they actually eat the pancakes that are traditional in France on New Year's Eve instead of throwing them on the floor, which apparently is what used to happen. Also, in several South American countries, they believe that if you decide your fate with the color of your pants, red underwear means that you'll find love in the new year, while gold will bring you wealth. And for those seeking a calmer year, wearing white underwear is said to bring peace. We all know that. Thank God that that's not tradition over here because Joe has switched to black because they're easier to keep clean.
I'll say, what is brown underwear?
I think he might have some of those as well. But that's it. That's for Booze News New Year's Eve traditions around the world.
It sounds like people just like to make a reason to make a mess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying.
I mean, as we did last night with those poppers.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry.
You and Danielle were taking poppers last night?
Yes. You don't know what we're up to.
Amyl nitrate.
Yes.
Must have been a good party I missed.
Seriously. Ball dropping and amyl nitrate.
Ball dropping. Cory, how about a little Funko This?
You have nothing for Booze News, Bob?
I do not.
Whack, wow. Well, son of a bitch.
He was not prepared.
What? He's always prepared.
No, I wasn't ready for that.
Just like a good Boy Scout. Why were you not ready for that?
He started this podcast by being prepared.
All right. Now that I got the artwork up. Thank you, Lori, for suggesting the new way we're going to show the artwork with these segments.
Oh, okay. Can't wait to see.
I thought it was going to be thanks, Nick, for doing the artwork. But
No.
yes, thank you, Lori. You're an integral cog in the Schnozzcast.
So, this week's Funko This,
It's a little Cory.
Kevin Smith.
Nice.
This was actually one of my Christmas presents from Danielle. And he is an Amazon exclusive.
Oh, it's fitting that he's number 37.
Why, Bob?
And why is that?
From Clerks. It was, if you've never seen Clerks, there's a scene where there's a guy who works at the convenience store whose girlfriend cheated on him. And she slept with 37 guys
Oh, yes, that is correct.
Yep. And he's like, you suck 37 dicks in a row?
So, yeah, I did not think that I was ever going to have a Kevin James in the collection because they're kind of hard to come by. But
Kevin James?
Sorry, Kevin Smith.
I feel like he gets that a lot, too.
I'm sure he does.
Yeah.
But, yeah, did you actually order it the day that came out for pre-order?
Yes.
So, thank you.
I wanted to make sure I got it.
Some people do plan ahead, Cory, and don't wait until the very last fucking minute.
Some people.
Well, that's not me, so.
No.
Danielle, how many gifts did you get for Christmas that you could also have purchased at a convenience store or gas station?
Just the stuff in my stocking.
There was more in your stocking than just that, too.
No, I know. He asked which gifts could have been brought at
pistachios?
a convenience store.
Pistachios, lotto tickets,
No.
little shooters,
Skull?
No.
Skull long cut?
chips, bags of chips.
I didn't get a bag. I got a
Perhaps some
thing of
antifreeze?
Pringles.
Antifreeze.
Some oil.
Bag beef jerky,
No beef jerky.
sunflower seeds.
No.
It's a little painfully close to the vest.
A Bafos.
That's all good shit.
Oh my God, it was even warm in my stocking.
That's
Did
Pre-microwave.
took it right out of the microwave and put it in there.
that 20 ounce of Werner's come in your stocking?
No.
All right, so that's Funko This for this week.
So, and Scotty Moore had entered the room and
Scotty Moore.
says, "Happy New Year's, gang. Bob's Christmas gift to himself is awesome." He's talking about your T-shirt.
No, it's from Lori.
Well, suck it, Scotty.
Wow.
But Scotty, thanks for assuming that I would have bought that for myself because you're probably not far off. But no, it was in fact a gift from Lori. So Scott thinks he knows me. Every time he jumps in, he's like, "I know Bob.
I got his number.
Put a witty comment in the chat session." All right, Nick, you want to get out to your timer? We'll do a little 90-second sports.
I think I can do
Your
that.
favorite segment.
It's a great segment.
What do you got, Bob?
What do you think I got, Cory?
I know you told me and I cannot remember what it was.
I did not tell you.
1, 2, 3, 90-second sports, go.
All right, so Red Wings released training camp roster and schedule.
Oh, I did not see this yet.
Yes, so we're going to share this with the gang. 40 players who will hit the ice today at Belfort Training Center inside Little Caesars Arena. Camp runs through January 11th. The opener will be on January 14th against the Carolina Hurricanes, which is pretty awesome. The 23 forwards, 12 defensemen, and 5 goaltenders participating in daily on-ice practices. They'll have scrimmages next week, Tuesday, Friday, and Sunday, that you can watch. You can actually stream them online at DetroitRedWings.com.
Nice.
Yeah. They are actually doing... I don't know that we need to get into the actual roster, but there were some interesting... I'll forward you the roster that they're gonna post. Some of those guys, I mean...
Familiar names?
The names that you knew, but also the mix of the names from the draft and recent trades. Names like Glendening, which I'm like, oh, I'm glad to see his name still there. I didn't realize that we had kept him.
Well, yeah, considering
They got rid of a
Yzerman.
lot.
Yeah, considering Yzerman just axed everyone.
Yeah, he got rid of Albucator or
Abdicator, yeah. So it was more of let me figure out how many people we actually kept, because I wasn't really sure. So,
coming in under time.
Yeah, that's 90-second sports,
and that was 90-second sports,
and that is planning, sir.
Yeah, that's why I'm going to move the phone over here next time, because it's a little better when you guys really get involved in the story, and I can just cut you off.
He's just mad because he didn't get to cut us off.
I will. He's looking at my fucking phone.
That's the only thing he looks forward to in that segment is being able to go,
and that's 90 seconds.
That's right. Absolutely.
Right. So before we get into anything else, I did want to see, did anyone catch the new season of Letterkenny yet?
No,
we're watching it Sunday.
Oh, you plan a planned watch party on
Yes.
Sunday? Okay.
Wow.
Dude, I told you I wasn't going to sit down and watch one episode and then have to do something and not be able to continue it. If I'm going to sit down and watch it, I'm watching it all the way
Now,
through.
do you guys also have an agreement where neither one of you can watch without the other?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, God.
All right. That's fair.
It's fair.
I won't spoil it for you then.
Yes, please don't.
Well, it was funny though because today when we were driving to my aunt's house, I was on Facebook and Letterkenny Problems had posted a picture yesterday, and this guy commented on about how it sucked.
Who? Oh, really?
Yeah,
He didn't like the season.
No.
Okay.
But there were all these comments. There were like over 100 people commented back to him, and we're just like ripping him a
You're
new
10
one.
ply, bud.
Yeah, and just using like all the quotes from Letterkenny. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah. I don't know that this is a spoiler necessarily, but so Lori just finished watching the last one tonight, and so I'm like, oh, what did you think? Because some seasons have been better than others.
Right.
They haven't all been awesome.
Yeah.
And she's like, no, it was good. I've always thought it's awesome. Well, I go, well, I thought like the very first episode, a little bit different than the rest before it really kind of hit the stride. And she's like, well, most of the guys took their shirts off and like, that's all I need. I'm like, oh, fair enough. I didn't know that.
That's all
Right.
it takes.
Point taken. So you got that to look forward to, Danielle.
Can't wait.
Which is nice.
What was the very first one that you read on the that thread that the guy said something about? I bet you have pancake tits or something.
Yeah.
What?
Some kind of, I wasn't know it was pancake, but flappy tits
Oh,
or
it's like-
something.
Flappy tits?
Yeah.
He's like, I bet you have flappy tits, don't you, bud?
God, now I wonder if that came from the season.
We'll
It
find
probably
out.
did. I'm
you'll
assuming.
You'll have to let me know. Remind me, because
It's got to be one of the new lines that they
Yeah.
have.
yeah, there's a few of them. I mean, I think we all saw the trailers, right, for the season with different clips
Yeah.
Yeah,
that were
but
pretty lengthy, like a couple of minutes long.
but I don't remember hearing that in there, so I would have to assume it's somewhere in the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're gonna have a review next weekend, right? For
Yeah.
you guys.
So you've watched it all the way through?
I have, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's only 7 episodes, so it's not.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
No. Yeah, 25 minutes each.
Nick, you gonna watch it? Are you gonna watch
Letterkenny.
Letterkenny?
No.
Have you watched any of Letterkenny
Yeah.
other than the live show?
Yeah, more than like half of it. I don't want to watch the new season without catching up on the rest of
Gotcha.
it.
Oh, okay.
Makes sense.
So you're eventually gonna watch the new season?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Okay.
Cory?
Oh,
All right. If you're if you've got something to drink, please join us. We're going to do a Schnozzcast shot now.
Yes, we are.
all of us.
Cheers, Cory.
Cheers,
Cheers.
Nick.
All right.
I have Werner's, so.
You can do a shot of
Cheers.
Werner's.
Stocking stuffer.
You can do a shot of Werner's. There's nothing wrong with that. My kids would do shot of Werner's when they were little.
Yeah.
All right. Some other stuff I wanted to kind of get through. So general question for the group. Who would be the best? Who do you think would be the best? Let's start with Danielle.
Yes.
Who do you think would be the best celebrity to get the vaccine on air for the public, to reassure the public that everything's going to be okay? Who's the one that you would go like, oh, I'm good now?
Nobody.
Nobody?
No.
No, there's no celebrity that you really.
No.
So nothing will convince
Nothing will convince me.
you. Alrighty, Cory.
So I don't know why my mind went in a different direction with when you originally posed this question.
Okay.
I was imagining like filming a celebrity getting the shot.
Yeah.
Okay, but
Yeah, live.
but then you said then trying to like kind of endorse it and
Well,
be behind
that's
it.
the point of it. Yeah, to make people feel better, just like Clinton and Obama and Bush all got it in.
Yeah, I was thinking more along the lines of just making it funny, and for some reason Norm Macdonald was the first one that came to mind. And I could see.
I think that would be hilarious, but probably wouldn't do much to convince people that this is a good idea.
Yeah, that's
No, not at all. I could see
it going the complete
Probably
opposite
deter
direction.
them.
Norm doing a lot of finger wagging.
Yeah.
Todd says Randy Quaid.
I could see Norm being like, "What's in there? Sugar water?"
Yeah, I don't see him actually endorsing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like some real medicine you got there.
Todd, I don't think they'll be able to find Randy Quaid to have him do this on-air vaccine.
I'm sure if they wave some figures in the air, Randy Quaid would pop out of a hole somewhere.
Maybe.
Oh, someone say $500?
But like if you had to, if there was, so maybe back to Danielle, maybe this changes your answer. If there was a no, okay.
Sorry.
I was literally just gonna. So you know, let me finish. Okay, Nick.
Yes.
How about you? Anybody?
David Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff?
The Hoff, huh?
The Hoff.
Big trustworthy factor in the Hoff?
Yeah, and he could do a rendition of one of his songs.
I don't think I'd know any.
Is this just stemming back to your love for Baywatch?
Yes.
I kind of figured.
Yep.
Okay.
That would be fantastic.
So
Would this just entertain you, or would it legitimately like, oh, no, I think I would get the vaccine now?
I don't know.
Well, so who would this be convincing?
the Hoff couldn't really sell me, but it'd be great to see.
If you were out drowning and you saw David Hasselhoff and he was like, I'll be right there. Would you be like, fuck no, you're not. You're just an actor. You're not a real lifeguard. You'd be like, fuck no, that's the Hoff. My life is getting saved today. So he could save other lives by getting a vaccine.
Oh my God.
Have you seen David Hasselhoff lately?
Yes.
He's in no shape to be saving anybody.
Okay, dude. People age. Sorry.
That's what I'm saying.
He's
you wanted me to time travel and go back and get Hoff from the 80s?
He is Mitch Buchanan. He will always stay that way.
Mitch Buchanan.
Oh,
Looks like Mitch Buchanan's dad right
you
now.
hold your tongue,
He
Bob.
might even be Mitch Buchanan's grandfather.
He's still Mitch.
I think the crux of this question was more to the point of
Okay.
who's the most trustworthy celebrity that you...
Fine. Okay. So Alexandra Paul.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know either.
It's Lieutenant Stephanie Holden from Baywatch.
Okay.
I was like, who the fuck is that?
Of course.
Okay.
Scotty Moore says Clint Eastwood.
Okay. Yeah, he would... I mean, he would definitely attract folks that were more conservative, but also those people who loved him in all those Westerns.
That's right.
Or war films.
I mean,
And not as the crazy old man throwing a chair on a stage.
I mean, it would be a good way to get, people in the rest homes to get the shots. So
That is true. Most rest home people. Rest home people.
Eastwood's getting it.
That's the man with no names getting it. I'm getting it.
If you could walk to the stage and just said, "Dying ain't much of a living," and then he got the shot, I think that'd be amazing.
Tumbleweed rolls across the stage.
Scott Moore would take that shot in a heartbeat.
Did you see what Todd just said? Does he now know he's dead?
Yeah.
He said Wilford Brimley?
Yeah, I was like, we just talked about how he died,
See,
Todd.
Todd thought thinks he's still alive. I thought he died like 8 years ago.
No, he died from diabetes.
In 2020.
Because I was actually just thinking that too about Brimley, but then I'm like, yeah, well, he's not around anymore. So Todd to put that up there. Thanks for listening, buddy.
I just saw it pop up and I was like, he died.
To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair, I think
You have to say words after you say I think.
I think that I don't know that Todd really knows who Wilford Brimley is.
Well, he's a man that upon horseback riding can only get off of that horse by getting onto a smaller horse and then onto a pony and then a large dog before finally getting to the ground.
But Wilford Brimley would be, we have lost one of our most trustworthy public figures this year.
I don't know if he was that trustworthy, but can I go back and change my answer?
Sure.
Fucking Chuck Norris.
Oh, that's a great answer.
How about Lebowski? He wouldn't.
Oh, the cancer and everything right now, not a good idea.
Okay,
Why is it not? He's fighting cancer. He's not like actively promoting cancer.
I mean, that would make me want to go get it, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't necessarily say the rest
Here's
of the
a
world.
dude that took time away from his busy schedule, fighting cancer and being the dude, just in general.
Yeah, like I said, for me it would work, but I'm saying for the general
I think
public.
you're onto something.
Corey's like
Chuck Norris.
He's not on anything. I brought it up. Yeah, I could see Corey. All right, I changed my answer a third time.
What about Schwarzenegger?
No, definitely Norris.
Van Damme?
No, dude, I can't stand Van Damme.
Well, it's whether he's trustworthy, not whether you like him or not.
No, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, but don't you like
Please
somebody to
explain
think they're
me
trustworthy?
Why do you think he's a piece of shit?
The muscles from Brussels?
What did the muscles from Brussels ever do to you?
He's a fucking terrible person.
Explain.
He's never done anything to me personally.
Okay, so
Well, he would kick your fucking ass if he heard this comment.
But you've obviously cultivated this worldview based on some information.
Based on one,
That's grasping for straws.
based on one movie and one commercial.
There was one movie that
Wow,
he said
okay.
he hated Jeffrey Lebowski, so I've hated him ever since.
No, the stupid fucking semi commercial where he's doing the splits in between the semis.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't even remember. I don't even know what the commercial was for.
You know he probably didn't have any bread so he needed to do that
Yeah,
commercial.
I'm sure.
You know, those probably weren't his legs either, right?
I'm sure it was probably just his face. Yeah,
Wasn't Chuck
superimposed.
Norris doing the splits on the wings of two planes in a recent commercial?
Was he?
Not a recent commercial.
Yeah, it was a CGI thing. I remember what it was because
Wait, his legs or the plane?
no, he had
What was CGI?
he had a foot on. It was the whole thing was all CGI, but it was Norris with like a foot on a wing of each plane. The two planes were flying together, and on his shoulders were like all these Marines that like in like a pyramid, like
Because he was saying, "Fuck you, Van Damme. I can do way better."
Wow. We may have to.
His accent too. I hate his accent.
I'm German, and so is my whole family.
It sounds like a fake German accent, doesn't it?
Who are we talking about?
Jean-Claude.
Yeah,
He's from Brussels.
Oh,
That's
right.
not Germany.
Oh,
That's close.
I just
So
said his
that
I just
that
said-
is a terrible German accent because he's from Brussels.
I just said accent.
It's a Belgian accent, in fact. Don't they speak French?
I don't know.
For fuck's
I
sake.
mean,
Yes,
Jean-Claude.
they do.
All right. One of the other things I had in my Midnight Burbling segment here, Cory.
Who was your pick?
My pick?
Yeah.
Hanks all the way.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks.
Absolutely.
That is a fucking good pick.
If Hanks told me to do it, I'd fucking do it, even if it was half poison. Like, is it the front half or the back half?
Why do you like Tom Hanks so much?
He's fucking trustworthy. Who doesn't love Tom Hanks?
I guess.
Plus, he's already had COVID, caught it like a champ before anybody else did.
Caught it like a champ
boss.
before anyone else did.
Yeah, just
I
to
don't
show
know
us all. It's nothing. You can
Bob,
beat it.
Bob, there's stuff called like natural selection. So the people with better immune systems that didn't get COVID would probably be more remarkable than
He
people
said,
that
"Fuck that."
instantly
He put
got
himself
it.
right in
Right.
right in the path of the bullet.
Is this a dumpster
And took
for
it
this
for the team.
for this COVID
God
hospital?
bless you, Tom Hanks.
For this COVID hospital.
Nick Bader
I'm
doesn't
gonna
know what he's talking
Take
about.
all the used tissues out of here and the syringes and lick them.
Rub them on my face.
I want to show everyone that it's going to be all right.
Are you thinking that's what Tom Hanks did?
Yeah, of course.
That's what he did.
That's what he did.
Dude, he played the piano with his feet. He can do anything.
He danced on a piano. He didn't play with his feet. That
Oh,
sort of implies that
I'm
you're
sorry,
sitting in a
did the
chair
piano-
and your
did the
feet are up and
Did
your
the
toes
piano
are
not make noise? Uh-huh. Can you dance and play piano at the same time with your feet? Because I can't.
There's lots of things if you say them. if you say those things, people can interpret them different
Okay,
ways.
speaking
I'm just saying.
Speaking of which,
Yeah.
why are long 20-foot pianos that you can dance on not more readily accessible in 2021 now? I mean, hasn't it been long enough since Big that should be something I could easily order off Amazon?
There's only one place you can go.
FAO Schwartz?
Fuck yeah.
Maybe I want one.
Copyright.
Then you got to go to FAO.
Oh, we would piano dance our ass off here. We don't know how to play, so it would just be like bing boom, bing boom, boom, bing boom, boom, boom.
All this
That was
noise.
fun. We got to go outside. The neighbors hate it, but it goes down my.
I think you just convinced yourself this would be a waste of money.
It goes down my whole driveway. I just like the idea that the keys light up.
Yes.
That'd be great. But it would be like, hey guys, can you help me fold this up and put it away? Bing boom boom bing.
We'd get here to do the podcast, and they'd be like, "I'll be down in a minute." Bing, boom, boom,
Yeah.
boom.
Like,
Up and down the stairs.
God damn it,
Kitchen.
Cory. How many months have I been telling you to learn chopsticks?
I've been trying.
I know my part. Could you see Cory like,
It's too far to jump to that next key.
I can't move my leg there. Cory, Tom Hanks jumps to the next key to start the next version of chopsticks. You have to jump. I gotta just walk over there. Ding, dong, dong, dong. You ruined the whole song.
I think if Cory played, it would be a slow ballad, like from Adele.
Dun 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 dun
Yeah, he's not doing like Rachmaninoff,
Dun,
like
dun,
Flight of the Bumblebee or anything
dun
like that.
dun 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 dun. Dun.
I can't even picture that either.
I'm gonna find.
I love you, but you don't move anywhere near that fast.
Cory, why do you have a brick?
Hang on.
Bricks on
Dink.
strings.
No,
Pumping it over the...
that one key, I'm not jumping there. Just watch. Bink. I hit it, didn't I?
So that's going to be the next idea: is a hard target research to find a rollout dancing piano, and we will force Cory to learn chopsticks.
Wow, so that could be the mission for 2021 to be solved and displayed on air on the podcast on New Year's Eve, 2021.
That'd be
a year from now.
fantastic.
Cory, I want to get this other one out of there too because I've had it saved for a while since you assigned me. What the hell did you assign me for Gentleman's Agreement? It was Skin: A History of Nudity in the Movies.
Yes.
My note that I took from that was, and why don't we just start with Cory then? What was the first movie that you saw with nudity in it?
Oh shit.
Good question, right?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
So
you first of all, you were born. What year were you born?
87.
87.
Dude,
so,
he's not good at age math.
So let's say 90, somewhere between 97 and 2000, probably ripe years for you to be, either stealing cable or, like myself, belly crawling across your father's bedroom. To watch after hours cable.
We did have black boxes in the basement and in the living room,
right?
And so we had free pay-per-view, and
for a long time.
For a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Wow. So this was the chief of police's house.
No, he was just a lowly sergeant narcotics at the time.
Oh, just a police
hence how he got
supervisor.
the black boxes.
Did you say henchman?
No, he said hence.
Nick, this was back when you could actually just take things from drug dealers and bring them to your own home and use them.
Oh, okay. So
That's how we got black
Some might
boxes.
call those the salad days.
stolen property and pirated cable.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, our men and women in law enforcement.
When the cable company
Who
was
among
outside,
us has not stolen a pencil from work? It's the same thing.
When he saw the cable truck anywhere outside,
Let's hope they never do away with that all jewelry up for grabs at the morgue policy.
he was flying around the house disconnecting those cable boxes.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Oh, dude, I've never seen him move faster.
So are you? Is the point that you're making that like softcore pornography was so readily available in your house that it was never?
Here's the two things too. So we had free pay-per-view. So all day long, they would just play a movie back to back to back to back. So we were able to watch that.
Was this
during,
what was
during
going
the
on
day
in the movie? The back to back?
Yes.
Stop it.
But what we didn't realize
was
that at a certain time of the night, every night, the remote would get taken away, and no, we're going to watch this at this time of night.
The remote was taken
and we're like,
away.
well, what the hell? Like, this is the movie's on.
Yeah.
Well, what we finally learned one night was at 10 o'clock on the dot.
Yeah.
Pay-per-view turned into some porno channel immediately.
Like middle of the movie.
It could be the middle of the movie.
And they didn't want you to discover that. They knew it was going to happen.
Well, they knew it was going to happen. So, but the way we found out the one night, my buddy Joe from across the street was over, and my parents had company over, and they were too busy talking at the dining room table, and 10 o'clock hit, and all of a sudden Joe and I were like, "Oh my god!"
Do you remember what movie it was?
What the actual movie was, or what the porn movie?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember what the actual movie was. No,
No, the porn movie. I don't give a fuck about the actual movie.
Dude, it was just some like old raunchy, just
Skinemax kind of. Okay.
Saving Ryan's Privates.
But it didn't start as like it just started in the middle of the porn. Like so there was just
they
people.
were already all naked.
They were just going at it.
Was it?
My dad just jumped out of the chair. He's like, "Oh shit!" And he ran across, ripped the remote. Joe was holding on to it, ripped it out of Joe's hand.
No.
And he immediately starts changing the channel. He's, "God damn it!" Gets on the phone. He's like, "Hey, Janie, if Joe comes home and says he saw anything over here,
Funny story.
he's a liar."
Was it? Was the movie Phil Bill Volume 2?
Debbie does Dallas. Yeah, that's. No, I have no clue what it was, but
Janie? Who's Janie?
Janie was Joe's mom's name. That was her name. Well, is her name.
Maybe that's why she had a gun after that situation.
Grown. Big grown. Very big grown.
So you don't remember any thoughts as to what it might have been? Where you first were like, "Oh my god."
Oh, I do. We were just so taken back by the fact that
I'm not saying that was necessarily. Was that the first one?
No. There was probably like an actual movie.
Right.
But what it was, I would say the closest thing was probably Austin Powers. My mom took Mikey and I to go see.
Was there nudity in Austin Powers?
No, there wasn't nudity, but we were like 13, and she didn't realize what the humor behind it.
Right.
And so she took us to see it in theater. And like when they were making like dick jokes and all that in it, it was kind of like one of those
shagging all the time.
Yeah, it was kind of like one of those things like sitting here with my mom watching this. It's kind of weird.
So a dick was the first nude scene that you saw?
No, because they don't actually show it in the movie. It was just the context, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But as far as actual nudity in a movie, I
Was it
couldn't.
when Austin Powers was peeing and you could smell the asparagus? Was that your first nude scene?
Sure, we can go with that.
Okay.
What about you, Danielle?
I honestly couldn't.
Danielle,
remember.
come on.
Danielle.
No, I have no idea. I don't. I'm
The-
not
the
you
crazy
guys.
part,
I
Nick,
don't
is that
think
the-
about naked
the-
people when I'm the
you don't
same
think
age.
about naked
this
people.
question, like, it doesn't. She doesn't really know what the first one was, but there's a movie that popped up in her head that she's not telling us.
No.
Yes, there is.
No.
She's not going to tell us, but that's just how the human brain works. You go, oh, movie with nudity. There's a movie in there.
There's not though. Like I couldn't ever. Even now, I couldn't pick out a movie and be like, "Yep, that has nudity in it." I don't remember that. I'm not a guy. I don't care.
This isn't a guy-girl thing. Nick?
I can't remember.
Wow. This is 3 strikes in a row.
No, I can't.
I mean, it's not a
It's
strike.
so long ago,
Yeah,
though.
I mean, it's a very good question.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I took a week to think about it, it might pop.
All
in
right,
my
so
head,
take a
but-
week to think about it.
What about you? I assume you know.
Yeah, it was 10 by Blake Edwards, the one with Bo Derek. That was probably the first
Not familiar, but
I thought you were going to say Flashdance.
one. No, that was later on. Like 86, maybe.
Was she an electrician or a mechanic?
I've never even seen that movie all the way through. I don't even know if there was nudity in that movie.
Didn't she take the bra off through her shirt?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
All I know is she was a welder, and she did some sort of
that's
a
right.
routine where she pulled the string. She's on like a folding chair, pulled the string, bunch of water fell on her. I don't know. I don't think she was nude.
Yeah, she took her bra off through her shirt. I know that.
Okay, so is that your first?
No. It was just a reference from Friends.
So Todd saying deep throat. That's probably pretty close.
That sounds like
given
a porno.
Yeah. If not, it should be. Trying to look back through the credits. Oh, Porky's? Yeah, Porky's is pretty. I had to look up the date for Porky's because Porky's is one of the first ones that popped in my head. Like, I wonder what year that was. But I think that was later.
You think there was a porno called Come on Eileen?
If you think of a porno name, odds are there's a porno with that name.
Oh, okay. Like Dexy's Midnight Comer?
I'm sure someone's made it.
I don't know. I'm just asking. I don't know. I just assume that you just sit and watch porn all day.
It's
so
the 21st century. I'm sure.
you work from home. Jesus.
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, you.
How would I know that?
Because apparently, when you work at home, you just watch porn all
Porn
day.
all day.
Yeah, all day long.
Don't
According
believe
to
him.
Nick.
Lori, don't believe him.
As a this question started with me asking everybody what the first movie they saw with nudity was, not what do you do from work all day.
I like the sidestep, sir.
I'm just saying. All right, excellent. I can remove that from my list.
Bob has he's part of the Pornhub Diamond Alliance.
Oh, I'm Sapphire, baby.
Yeah.
And just FYI, Lori agrees with me too.
What's that? Oh, that
That you sit at home all day.
No, I didn't say that. That was you.
couldn't name sexual content. Could name sexual content, but not nudity. Okay.
And I know it wasn't my first movie that I watched, but like when you think about like Magic Mike, like that's something I would watch because there's half nudity in it.
Danielle,
Hold on.
I'm
I've
just
never seen
saying.
it. Is there?
if you're
what's half
nothing else,
nudity?
you're a lady. For the
It's
love
about
of God.
strippers.
No, I get that. What's half nudity though?
Well, they don't take everything off. Like they're not completely naked.
It's either nudity or no nudity. There's not. It's like an oven. There's
they
only
don't
two states
show
that can
them
exist
taking
in.
their underwear off.
So Danielle,
Okay,
so you
so
knew it
there's
was,
no nudity then.
you knew it was about male strippers with peepees flying about, and you were like, I want to watch that.
yeah, because Channing Tatum's in it.
Okay, all right. So
He used to be a stripper.
Ronda Rousey, Channing Tatum.
Oh, I think
Channing?
that's been
Channing. What
known.
is his name?
Channing Tatum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's been known for
That's
a while.
not a secret.
Not a secret.
Okay.
But to your point, if no one ever took their underwear off, there's no nudity in that movie.
Right.
So,
So-
you can't, it's not
I don't,
half nudity.
I don't need nudity. In
So
a
would you
movie.
guys be like blown away if you were given like as a gift like a video of Channing Tatum having sex with Ronda Rousey? Would that be like the perfect gift for the two of you?
I don't want to watch that. Though.
Danielle,
I
clearly you do.
I might give it a gander.
He would.
Something for both of you. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Fighting each other like No, I want to face that way. No, I want to face that way. Cory's like furiously typing away.
Let's get a some kind of petition going to make sure that this happens.
Cory, before we take a break, you want to do some Friends trivia?
Sure.
All right. This is a segment we do every few weeks called "Could It Be Any More Trivial?" with Nick Bader.
All right.
Danielle's gonna take a brief early exit, but she will return.
Here she goes. She always poops upstairs.
Stop.
There's a bathroom for the Schnozzcast viewers. There's a bathroom right here. Right here. The walls are paper thin. I got a really good deal in this house. But she always goes upstairs to poop. It's where the bidet is. And there's going to be another one
She's
down
not
here.
my girlfriend. I'm not saying a word.
Doesn't make a difference.
Neither is
to me.
Cory, apparently. Okay.
So we have also introduced a scoreboard, Nick, to your segment.
Oh, have we?
As you can
Oh,
see there.
look at that shit.
Wow. A scoreboard. That's fantastic.
Nick versus questions. Okay.
That's how I can come up with it.
No, I
on
love
the fly,
it.
so.
I love it. Let's do this.
What was it?
Cory, was that what you were doing for the last 30 minutes before we started this episode?
No.
Okay, good. I mean, it's awesome, but hopefully that wasn't it.
I would actually ask that you change the questions part to "don't blame the questions" in quotations.
To don't blame the questions?
In quotations, because when Ross created the game...
It's too many words.
When Ross created the game...
Yeah, that's going to be way too long.
When Ross created... I mean, it's still good. But when Ross created the game in Friends to see if the girls knew the guys better, the guys knew the girls better, one of the friends, I think it was Rachel, said, that was stupid. It was a stupid question. Ross is like, don't blame the questions. He had the note cards.
Look, the segment features you doing Friends trivia. You don't have to just show off like that.
I'm
We
just
know
telling
you all know all about
it's
Friends.
rather fitting. So, all right, shut up. Blue.
Blue, it is. Now, there's something else I was thinking about, too. Should we have Nick roll for every question and switch the
No, you're
colors?
not that quick. It would take way too long. I mean, seriously.
I think it's a great idea.
Are there different decks? Each color is a different deck?
Yes.
Or are there different colors in
He
every
would
card?
have to, like, reattach the rubber band, put it down,
Yeah, let's not
get
do
out
that.
the next one. No, yeah, so.
All right. I thought it was a good idea, but
It is a good idea for normal
Just didn't think it through, that's all.
normal people with normal dexterity, but
Look at us. He's pulling that first card.
I just want to make sure it was the right side. All right. Question 1.
okay.
Who handcuffed Chandler to her office chair?
It was Rachel's boss, and it was her boss. Her boss had the assistant named Sophie. What the fuck was the boss's name?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, hold on. I'm gonna get it.
Time's a
I
ticking.
feel like it began with a J, but I'm not sure. The fuck is her name?
You were onto something with the J.
Yeah, no, it's. The fuck is her name?
It's actually Frank.
Yeah.
All right, what we really should do is put a timer in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, you should.
Can you do that? Is that a thing? Or we'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
We'll get a new grant for the Schnozzcast corporate media.
Yeah, Todd, work on that, please.
I can't remember. What was her name?
Joanna.
Joanna. Yep.
One for the questions.
All
Question 2.
Yep.
What was the name of the pizza girl Ross had trouble flirting with?
You asked me this before.
Are these ones I've asked you already?
No, but you asked me that one before.
What, just in passing?
Because that's the one I bitched about. I'm like, are you fucking serious? And that's when you realized that the blue deck was the hard deck.
All right.
So we'll skip that one. Question 2. Chandler's girlfriend Aurora had 3 other lovers. Name one.
Aurora? I don't even recognize the name.
Off to a bad start.
Yeah, I have no idea.
The 3 one could have been Andrew, Ethan, or Rick.
I have no clue who Aurora is.
Question 3. What name did Monica use when she met the woman who stole her credit card?
You've asked these ones before.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay, wrong side.
Should
then.
be taken from the. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it was like Manama or whatever the fuck her name was.
Yeah. Okay. So should Queen Slate or are we?
Doesn't matter to me. I don't remember you asking the first question, but the other ones, yes.
Okay.
So this will be question 2. You're about to do.
So we'll take you back down to 1. Okay. Question 2. What was the name of the woman who raised Phoebe?
The woman who raised Phoebe. I remember this is the hard deck. I don't know. I don't remember.
Lily.
Okay.
Question 3. What was the playground nickname of the character played by Julia Roberts?
Yeah, I remember that episode. It was like Susie Underpants or something like that.
That is correct. Susie Underpants. Question 4. Who runs Central Perk?
Gunther.
Correct. And
I
question.
remember one day he's like, "You don't have to fill these silences with words just because it's awkward." He's like, "All right, great, thanks." And then he's like, "Oh, Gunther, happy New Year," or whatever it was going on. And he's like, "Oh, yeah, we always thought that we should invite you." He's like, "What's my last name?" And they're like, "Gunther Central Perk."
And question 5. Name one of Phoebe's triplets.
Chandler.
Correct. Do you know the other 2?
The triplets are Chandler. No, I don't remember the other 2 names.
Chandler, Leslie, or Frank Jr. Jr.
Oh, Frank Jr. Jr. I do remember. Yeah.
So we got 3 out of 5.
3 out of 5.
That is the best you've ever done with Blue. Is 3 out
Oh
of 5.
yeah, it's difficult. But I remember the mother from that '70s show was Frank Jr.'s wife, and she came running in, and she's like, and then if it's gonna be Leslie and Chandler, and Chandler was like, well, it's kind of a girl's name, and she's like, I don't know, I kind of like Chandler for a girl. And so he came running out, and he's like, because Chandler was supposed to be a boy, and he's like, Chandler's a girl. He's like, oh, kindergarten flashback. and he said, and Frank Jr.'s here. And Monica or someone was like, shouldn't it be Frank the Third? And the mother from that '70s show was like, don't get me started.
All right. Awesome work. That actually looks really good, Cory.
Yeah, it does.
I don't know when
like
you did
that,
but fits in well.
And scoreboard gone.
All right. We're going to take a break right now. We'll be back in about 15 minutes. Please stay tuned. You can maybe turn the volume down just a touch, but we're going to have some music playing for you. And when we come back, we'll hit Gentleman's Agreement, Pick of the Week, and God only knows what else.
And if you haven't hung out during the break, not only are we going to have some fantastic music by Jack Moran on, what is it, Instagram, at Jack Moran?
The Jack Moran.
The Jack Moran on Instagram, Moran.
Moran.
And we also have some friends of ours, some celebrities, some not, that have reached out across the globe to promote the Schnozzcast that will be peppered in with Jack's music.
Yeah, we have peppered them in.
Ever so lightly.
No, Bob, you do this every time.
Damn it.
And now, oh my God.
Do I do it every time?
Every time.
It's on the goddamn board. I bet it's the yellow one.
We've never done this before.
Whoa there. Just hold your horses. I can tell that some of y'all are getting a little bit squirrely about waiting for Bob, Cory, and Nick to get back to business with the rest of this fine episode of Schnozzcast, which is pretty as a peach. It won't be much longer now. Maybe something that's all cattywampus with the microphones or something. You know how these things are. You're preaching to the choir because I can't wait neither. Anyway, the boys are fixing to come back with a whole mess of funny stuff that's hotter than a hooker's doorknob on payday. So just take a rest and enjoy the music, darling.
Welcome back to
There
the
we
second
go.
half.
Welcome back.
Your dreams were your ticket out.
Had to take those brain cells back a little bit, didn't I?
What the fuck?
It's a long time since I've seen Cotter. What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
Oh, God. Dude,
I thought we had somebody in charge of this shit.
was that just deleted?
I'll tell you guys about that.
Okay.
All right.
All right. So Danielle's going to be back in just a minute. She's finishing her gentleman's agreement for the week. But for my male cohorts, one more question here. When you, in the past, when you have acquired a new romantic partner, have you made that partner run the friend gauntlet?
Yeah.
Of course. You have to.
Okay.
I haven't made Danielle do it yet.
Yeah, Bob,
I
we
don't
like
like
Lori.
I would highly recommend that. If
We've already
you
said
should
we
get
like
on that,
Lori, so
in fact. Have you always done it?
you have to. I mean, at a certain point, not right away.
Right. But that's generally been a deciding factor then.
Oh, it has to be.
Okay.
I mean, it wasn't like, the day that, Cory and Danielle were meeting off of Plenty of Fish. They were like, all right, so you want to go to my buddy Nick's house? There's got to be some time.
Yeah, so how much time is
some
enough time?
honeymooning period.
What's the honeymoon period for you, Danielle, before you run Cory through your friend gauntlet?
I'm trying to remember how long it was.
Danielle, here's a question.
Yeah.
This might be easier. Who was the first of Cory's friends that you've ever met?
Bob.
Well, he's kind of a family member.
Yes.
Kind of a family member.
Perhaps the best friend.
So who's a friend that's not a family member? Greg Gumto.
I'm trying to think.
Was it my sister?
Who was it?
Seriously, who was it? Donnie?
Just-
was it Don Gebhardt?
Oh, it was Donnie. I
Don- it
met
must have
Donnie
been
and
Donnie.
Kristen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some friends go by the wayside, so
How long-
the true ones stick
We
around.
went to that.
How long was
We
it?
went to that Polish festival thing or whatever it was at the church.
Cory was very pro Donnie.
Oh,
He was
yeah,
very
the,
pro Donnie for many years.
Is he anti-Donnie now?
No,
Okay.
Oh, he was supposed to be here tonight. But
I'm like
So he's more anti-Donnie now than ever.
I'm like a B list set of friends because Donnie was number one. They had a lot more in common.
B is kind of high. Are you sure you're B?
Yeah, I'm a B.
You think
You
you're
just
B?
said earlier you always have a B in your bonnet. You said that earlier to me.
I did. That was completely unrelated.
Well, B was there, but no, yeah, they have a lot more in common. But Donnie decided to put family before friends. So Cory's like, oh, I guess I'm gonna find someone else. Let's see who this lamprey.
Yes, kids.
so to get to Nick's question, what point did you meet Nick? Is
Yeah,
No,
that's what he wants to know.
I don't
That's what I was
remember.
asking. Yeah, how long
No.
into dating
I
before
was-
you met me and B-list people?
We already know about you.
Right. No,
Well-
we don't. I don't know how long it was.
I don't either. Because I think you were there when I met like his mom and his sisters, weren't you? We had JP's.
Probably we're at JP's, yeah, doing dart night or something like that.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Okay.
I think it was.
How
it
long?
was like maybe a month or so. Because after we had met, you guys went to Portland.
Oh, okay.
So I'd only known him a couple weeks before you guys were gone for that week.
Really?
Yeah, I think
didn't
it
know
was
that.
maybe 3 weeks, if
Okay.
that.
Wow. That's
How long
soon.
before you introduced Cory to your friends?
He still hasn't met some of them.
I think it was probably around like the same time. I think you probably met like Leanne before I met like your friends just because we shared an apartment.
Okay. So he had no choice.
Right, basically.
Right.
Yeah.
So I couldn't tell you. I have no idea when I met Danielle. I have not a clue.
Yeah, I don't either.
Not the fuck.
What,
We
the
didn't
first
meet
meeting?
yourself. You met me.
No, I met you.
Yeah. Just call me Nick. But yeah, no, I have no idea. It must have been at JP's or Ray's or something like that.
It was probably, I mean, we had it on JP's.
He had so many girls that I was introduced to at the time that were constantly.
Just a blur.
Yeah. I mean, some are still around, some aren't.
Revolving door.
I don't know
of babes.
which time it was you. It's always someone rubbing up on him all the time.
Well, you were the first one that understood his predilection for loungewear.
No, this is a more recent development.
Like I said, he's like George turning into the covering himself in velvet. Like I said, Cory's going to get to a point where he's just in a pair of shorts, and this table's going to be removed, and it's going to be a couch, and his face is just going to be next to the microphone, and he's going to be like, yeah, it's so great to be here. And I think that's finally the point where Cory's going to, reach his plateau in life.
It's really funny because I feel like every time Callie sees him, she's like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is
that makes sense.
He's slowly becoming
An old man.
well. I'm going to italicize the word better. He's slowly becoming a better version of his true self. Because he can finally let his guard down. I mean, he realizes he doesn't have to impress you. So
that's clear.
Yeah. So I mean, that's why slowly but surely. I mean, you see the small changes. It's like, the tablecloth has to be spandex because it's rubbing up against my leg, and I think I'm going to start bringing a pair of slippers to Nick's house. I'm
getting creeped out now.
Yeah, I know. Trust me.
As you should.
I'm going to bring cups over there. It's all about convenience and comfortability, for Cory. So he's just very slowly shuffling his way into just being in pajamas anytime he's on the podcast.
For that robe, you should be in the lawn yelling at kids.
I mean, seriously, it's
I don't even own a robe, so.
Do you understand that he's testing? He's testing the water.
Testing what?
Well, what's acceptable? Like, maybe I'll.
You realize we've been together almost 6 years now.
Not necessarily with you, but with the podcast.
But to your point, though, he's now more comfortable than he ever has been, and that I think I see where you're going with this. That is a feather in the cap of the relationship to say, like, oh, he wouldn't be serious if he wasn't doing all of these things.
Well, usually, I mean, this is pre-marriage, anticipating that it might happen one day. But but the fact is that usually it's either a chief complaint, but it's a good sign. When people are constantly working out all the time and doing things like that, they're really trying to impress someone else, try to find someone else. But when the people get comfortable, we kind of let ourselves go. And luckily, you're a lucky gal. For you, Cory's decided before that marriage he's going to let himself go. So that should be
sorry, you're stuck with me now.
That should be a sign
Let's
to
get
you.
all the cards on the table right now.
He's extremely comfortable.
And Todd, I also want to say that you're just supposed to be moderating the room, not commenting on everything.
Todd said,
Wait, what
6
happened?
years, put a fucking ring on it.
Oh my God.
Thanks, Dad.
Right. Well, I mean, for 6 years.
Todd's really walking that line of wanting to be fired.
When we get Todd on the phone, which we will for gentleman's agreement in just a minute, you can ask him how long he and Mary were together before he popped the question.
Oh, I definitely will.
I have an underwear drawer that's less than 6 years old that already has a ring around it. So.
Is there any way that we can move on from this line of questioning? All right, Cory, let's jump into gentleman's agreement then.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to Danielle. You may have missed this, but now we have another person who is going to be a regular contributor, Mr. Todd Dillon.
You guys talked about it like 2 weeks prior.
But we actually made it happen. So he has an assignment.
Yeah, we did.
So
I know I heard about Nick's movie.
I've
already seen it.
You're going to hear more.
Probably. Okay. Let's get this show on the road.
Yeah, get Snuffleupagus on the phone.
Oh boy.
Money. Hello?
Yeah. Todd Dillon, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good, sir. Well done with the well done with the moderating. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm going to disagree there, but
Yeah. There's just a little bit of latency. A little bit of latency.
Todd, I feel like you're a bouncer in a club where only 3 people showed up. It's not a hard job.
But he's still flexing. He's still flexing.
Exactly.
Going like, guess how I got this job.
Exactly. I knew the owner.
All right, Todd. Why don't we start with you? What did you have to watch for this week?
I had to watch. Hang on a second. Hail Satan? Question mark.
yes.
Question mark. Yeah.
What an amazing show! I'm looking to link up with my local Satanists because you cannot judge a book by its cover. What was really, really odd about and I wish I wasn't going first because I don't know what point this was to touch on. So hopefully you'll guide me through. But what an interesting thing. I mean, ultimately, I had one expectation of watching it that's going to be kind of trash, and I was like, oh my goodness, my religious beliefs are all just being challenged, and it really very little to do with religion at all. In fact, really nothing to do with religion. What an amazing show!
Awesome, man. I'm glad you liked it. I didn't know how that was going to go, to be honest with you. So I'm glad it went the way it did. There are a lot of very interesting points brought up in that documentary that, as far as the quote unquote Satanism, if you will, because like you said, it's really not about the religion aspect of it
at all. And actually, it brings to the forefront that you need to actually. You might see a thing and have an instantaneous reaction, but if there's an opportunity to learn something, actually watching and paying attention and listening really is awesome. And so very, very. I had one thing in mind when I thought about Satanists, and it is kind of the polar opposite of you now.
Well, I'm not a Satanist, but I am.
You are. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no! I just said that was a.
But I am. I'm not a Satanist, but I am.
Well, I'm glad you liked it.
Loved it.
Awesome, buddy. All right, let's move on to Danielle.
Yes, I had to watch Parasite.
Okay.
I honestly didn't know what it was about before I watched it because I thought it was
Perfect.
about like a virus or something like that. Nope, not even close.
Okay.
Fucking crazy.
Okay.
It just
Yes, I remember that one. Sorry.
Yeah, no, I was like everything that happened. I didn't expect a single thing that happened. It very quickly escalated, especially at the end.
Which is one of the things I loved about it, which is why I assigned it to you.
Yeah,
But
I
just
wasn't expecting it at all.
just so the audience is in on the joke, or at least on the information, it is a Korean movie.
Yes, and
One-
it's all
One Best
subtitled.
Picture. It's all subtitled in Korean.
Yes.
Okay, just so you know what you're getting into.
Yeah, so Cory would have hated it because he would have had to read,
I
had
would-
to
I-
have read the whole movie.
I wouldn't have watched it.
So, at what point in the movie where you're like, oh, okay, now I'm kind of invested. It's okay that it's subtitled, but I got to figure out what happens.
It kind of started out slow, so I was like, once they finally started, like working for the family, like each person in the family, that's when it got like more interesting. Because before that, I was like, I don't understand. Like, it never was like a plan either that they like talked about as a family that they were gonna do this. It just kind of happened
Yeah.
randomly. Oh,
Well,
no.
there were some setups. Like I want to say that the dad found the mom the job because
right.
yeah. So, so
'cause
some
the
of it wasn't necessarily
son-
random, but
Well, yeah, because the son got the job from his friend, and then he had his sister come in. The sister had the dad come in. The dad had the mom come in.
right.
But it wasn't like they ever really talked about it. Like, I felt they didn't plan it. It just kind of,
Yeah.
they decided, like, this is a good idea. We're going to make a lot of money because they were dirt poor
Yeah.
and basically lived in a terrible, like, area and had no money. And they were, in the beginning, they were folding pizza boxes poorly, too.
Right.
Like, they sucked at
What a
folding
terrible
pizza
job.
boxes. So, but no, it was really good. I liked it.
I'm so glad. That was I wasn't sure. But I'm like, someone else has to watch this besides me because I thought it was really, really well done.
Yeah, no, it is. I
And
probably
knew
would have
Cory was never
preferred
going to watch it. So.
if it would have had like somebody actually speaking like the characters,
Yeah.
but it was still good.
Was "Me Love You Long Time" ever something someone said in the movie?
No.
No, it never happened.
Though I think the girl who played the like family that they work for, the daughter, I swear she's the girl from Pitch Perfect.
Who played the Asian person?
Ooh, maybe.
All of them.
Cindy. Cindy was the one who played.
Cindy Lou.
Which I don't need to look that up because I feel like that's who I thought she was, but I wasn't 100% sure.
Might be.
I gotta check it now.
All right. Moving over to Cory.
I had Warrior from you, Bob.
Okay.
It was a little slow starting. It took me a second to pick up on the brother thing. I thought it was kind of telling two different stories of Tom Hardy's character. I can't even remember their names. Brendan.
Conlon. Yeah.
It was the Conlon brothers, but Tommy and Brendan. Mm-hmm. And I thought it was just like different parts of the same person, but different parts of life until I finally put the two and two together that they were actually brothers.
Gotcha.
But I mean, all about, the going through and training to be MMA fighters from basically different walks of life and, coming down to at the Sparta tournament that they ended up having to fight each other and one kind of being the underdog and the other, being the big, strong, he knocked everyone out within seconds.
Right.
And I'll be honest, I teared up at a couple points during the movie, especially when Brendan was going through, the gauntlet of the fighters, and just watching the struggle he was going through in the ring and still make it out on top and fighting through all the shit that he did in the ring.
Yeah.
I mean, it was written very, very well, and the camera work done in it, I think, was the one thing that kind of really got me. It was shot in a way that I've never really seen a movie shot like that, and it was very, very well done. The only downside when it got to the end, I was like, wow, could have gone a little more into what happened afterwards, but
yeah.
I mean, past that, it was a very good movie and very, very well done. Like I said, it made me tear up at a couple points.
Fantastic. I can't ask for anything more than that. And then there were two. Which one of us do you want to?
Please go.
You sure?
Yeah.
I have a feeling that Nick's going to take a little bit here. So,
okay.
Knock yours out, Bob. And Todd, you're in for a ride, buddy.
Okay, I had to watch Away on Netflix. Away is a 10-episode series on Netflix, hour each episode. And Nick assigned this to me. So, what? What happened?
Part of the story of I told you what I'm going to tell you after.
Oh, gotcha.
The
Okay,
cast,
all right. So, after the first two episodes, I was, you know how like on a scale of 1 to 100, anything less than 50, you're like, no, I'm not going to watch anymore. It was just like 50.5% where I'm like, okay, I kind of want to see where this is going to go. It's essentially a story about a mom who's a NASA astronaut whose husband was also a NASA astronaut, but he had, some physical complications and couldn't go on the mission, whatever. She's part of a mission to go to Mars with like 4 other people. And it's a whole melting pot of like, you've got the Asian lady, you've got the Russian guy, you've got the black gentleman who's a botanist, and you've got the Middle Eastern gentleman who's an engineer. And she's leaving behind. She's going on like a 3-year mission to Mars, and she's got a kid she's leaving behind, and obviously her husband. But her husband also works for NASA, so. So after the first 2 episodes, I'm like, okay, I kind of want to see where this is going to go. But so first of all, the whole thing has already been done in a movie called The Martian, which is fantastic. which is only 2 hours, not 10 hours. So,
To be fair, you were only assigned 2 hours.
that is true. That is true. I'm not blaming anybody for the fact that I watched all 10 episodes.
Oh my God. Okay.
But I will say,
Nice.
all 10 episodes went a lot faster because I started. So every episode was a mix of like they would shoot. Some parts would be like on the spacecraft on its way to Mars, and then they'd go back to NASA where people were like, "What are we going to do about that spacecraft problem?" And then they would go back to the house and they'd be like, "What are we going to do about our daughter who misses her mom? And no, things are shitty with the dad." And so anything that wasn't on the spacecraft, I just started going fast forward. I fast forward through everything that wasn't on the
Wow.
spacecraft. And I'll tell you why, because they, first of all of the actors that were in this series, they must have been hired because of their ability to cry. They cried on command with such skill and conviction where I'm like, wow.
They did a fantastic job.
As far as crying goes,
They're
this
just
is like
typing in onion spray.
yeah, Academy Award winning crying. But there was so much crying. I'm like, why is everybody fucking crying? There's no reason to cry.
Well, there's a lot of moments that people were crying because of what happened on Earth that Bob never saw. So
No, I saw all that shit.
And you fast
Fast
forward,
forward
fuck
right
this
there.
shit.
Because that shit I fast forward through is just but talking. And here's another point. They would do some shit on Earth where the guy'd be like, okay, I'm going to record. This is her husband, right? She's the star of the show. She's on the spacecraft. Her husband is back on Earth, and he's going to record an audio message for her. And he'd be like, I really miss you up in space, and but you're going to get through it because we're all astronauts, and I know you've got the gumption to get all the way to Mars. Sure, our daughter's having some problems, and she misses you, and you miss her, but I got to tell you, I believe in you. And then he start crying. And then they'd switch back to space. And then they show her listening to the message, and they play the whole fucking message again, which I'd already heard, just so I could see her cry. And then she started crying. I'm like, I already heard all this. This is why it doesn't have to be 10 hours. 2 hours in the Martian, bing, bang, boom, done, mission to Mars. Everybody wins, everybody goes home.
it's going to be more than 10 hours because I'm assuming they're getting picked back up for a second
I
season.
fucking hope not. I'll tell you this.
Wow.
I will watch The Martian again rather than watching season 2 of this shit.
Oh my God. No one told you to watch 10 hours.
That's true.
Which
I never
you
said.
probably watched 6.5.
With all the crying?
It's a lot of
yeah,
fast
it's probably
forwarding.
true. But I watched all of my first 2, and I could say it was my decision to go to 10, and it was totally justified to start fast forwarding through all the crying.
Well, I'll say this. I've had a lot of things that people have assigned me.
Well, hang on, Nick. Before we get into your,
No, it's not my pick.
oh, okay, all right.
Just to bounce off of what Bob was saying.
All right.
Where I almost despised it, but I've done the same thing and just binged through the whole thing, and I'm like, why did I do this?
Once you get far enough, you're like, yes, I could have Googled it and figured out how it ended. It saved myself probably 3 hours of watching time, but I'm like, that's not how I roll.
I would say that it was some pretty good acting in the series. I think they did a pretty,
Yes.
So it was Hilary Swank.
Hilary Swank was great, except for her husband, which was very fucking disappointing because he was in Dead Poets Society. He was Knox Overstreet in Dead Poets Society.
Wasn't he also in Frasier? Wasn't that
No idea.
Roz's
Beats me.
boyfriend Roger in Frasier? I think it was.
I have no idea.
Anyhow.
But I will tell you, he's the most wooden fucking actor I've ever watched. Everybody else did a great job, but this fucking guy, he had one face the entire time, even when he was crying. One face, and
I
that's
did remember that he was very stoic, wasn't he?
Somebody told him, like, okay, so here's the scene.
But was that intentional?
You're
That's
very
what I'm wondering.
concerned. You're very concerned about what's going on. So, little arch of the eyebrow, little furrow of the brow.
Yeah.
Purse your lips. Good to go. And he's like, sweet. For 10 hours, I can do that. And that's what he did for 10 fucking hours.
Yeah.
Furrow the eyebrow, purse the lips.
I'm
like, this is not acting.
I thought the same thing, and I thought, is he either a phenomenal actor that is making his character seem like a cold, unemotional dad, or is he a horrible actor? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, how did they cast it? That's what I want to know.
Did any of you see Dead Poet Society?
Yes,
A
of
long
course.
time
Yeah.
ago.
Long time ago.
You
So-
have to watch
Oh,
next
Captain,
season.
my Captain.
what's that, Todd?
I said you have to watch the next season to see.
Fuck that.
Bob, Captain, my captain.
Captain, my captain. Yeah, absolutely. He was Knox Overstreet. He played Knox Overstreet, who was the kid who fell in love with the girl from the other school who was dating Chip, who was some football star. But he was the guy who was into Poet Society, who loved to read poetry, and he was all about, romance and all that kind of shit.
Okay, you know a little too much about.
He did a great job. I've seen the movie a few times. He did a great job then. So he was at one point a good actor, but maybe somebody convinced him, like, no, you need to take it to the next step. You need to be Mr. Stoicism.
Maybe it was the direction. Maybe
everybody else did a great job. It's not the direction.
No. But maybe that was what they wanted his character to be.
Then he should have been like, it's not what I signed up for because I look like a dick. I look like a jerk on screen, and no one wants to watch me.
Yeah.
There are dicks and jerks in movies, Bob.
There are, sir. So that's my quick capsule review. And now I'm going to hand it over to the man of the hour, Mr. Nick Bailey.
All right. What? Ready?
So this is where I wanted to cut in. So before we do your tirade on this movie, we have a shot here, Todd. Do you have anything to do a shot?
Todd has 21-year-old red breast whiskey. So
I do.
He's going to join you like a house of fire.
Bob also said he would do a pickle with us while we did a shot.
I did not say that.
You said they're not shots. So
I did say that, but I didn't say I'm going to do a pickle for
every
shot
your friend Cory and I will just do one by ourselves.
Yep.
All right. Yep.
Danielle and I are going to do a shot of Werner's.
Well, cheers, Todd.
Cheers.
Cheers, Todd.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
Woo!
Oh, that's good.
Oh, that red breast 21 is great stuff.
Can we cut out the Todd Dillon sensual, oh, that's good, and use it somewhere? Will you mark down the time?
Todd, say it one more time.
Oh, that's good.
I had some pizzazz behind it.
I can cut out your
A
laughing.
little extra sauce on that one.
Yep. I can do that.
Perfect. Write down the time. Mr. Todd Dillon, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Ooh, that's not a good start.
I'm okay. I'm okay now that I'm not watching that movie.
All right.
It's not that bad.
Todd, I just want to know, are you a 9-year-old girl?
I am.
At heart, or at least 9 years, or at least 9 years old at heart.
I am.
So I could not be a bigger fan of Mr. TD. I really couldn't. Love you. Think you're my favorite of Bob's friends, really. And unfortunately, we've met a lot. They've really been passionately passionately integrated into the podcast.
Yep.
Without our acknowledgement or choice, and we were okay with that. But so a couple different things.
Trying to figure out what that has to do with the movie, but
yeah, a couple different things. So for those who don't understand, I got Jingle Jangle.
It was not that bad of a movie.
I'm sorry, hold on. She's on mic 3? Okay. So Jingle Jangle was, to me, I'm going to give some positives and I'm going to give some negatives. So as a 37-year-old male, there should be no reason why you should watch this movie. But that being said, it was a mix. For me, it was a mix of it's a Christmas movie. I'm not sure how much I was influenced by the fact that I watched it after Christmas. I am kind of weird about stuff like that. I might have had, found a little more nostalgia in it if I watched it beforehand. But I think that the direction, I think that the CGI, all that was absolutely fantastic. It was, to me, it was a hodgepodge or like a melding of almost like Toy Story and Peter Pan and Pinocchio and A Christmas Carol and Scrooge and all these different things in one, which was fantastic. I mean, the CGI was almost to the effect that it was almost unnoticeable. I mean, it looked very, very, very realistic. They obviously put a lot of time into this movie. It's on Netflix. It's relatively new. It's kind of in its infancy. For me, it was hard for me to get on board because it was like to me, I'm thinking like, because I'm gonna just blanket effect say that it was more of a children's movie for me. But I see there were a lot of aspects of the movie that would be desirable. And it's relatively new, so I think that's a cool spin on how they did everything in the film. But I think that if I was 10 years old, I would love the movie. I would absolutely love it. As an adult, it would almost be like, hey, The Little Mermaid came out. I think you should watch this, adult male. And having to watch that as an adult, with Ariel singing and dancing around, it would probably be like fucking retarded. No offense to anybody out there, but watch, it was something that there was a review I watched on the movie, and they said it's a very slow starting movie that had a very, very amazing Christmas nostalgic charm to it, that would appeal to most, especially children. And I thought that was probably, that hit home the most. I like the fact, to me, that it stood out that the cast of the main characters were predominantly African American, and I love the fact that is something that is now out there for young people, because I can imagine from the standpoint of all these Christmas movies, just being predominantly Caucasian, that probably isn't the greatest thing for someone that's growing up that is African American and doesn't have, a movie like that. So I thought that was really fucking cool. But as far as me as an adult watching it, I could respect the acting in it was fantastic. Just to give you an idea of the top shelf actors that were in the movie. So you had Forrest Whitaker, who I'm actually a huge fan of. Ricky Martin, who doesn't love him in movies. And the mother from The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. So top shelf on that.
You lost me after Forrest Whitaker.
No. I think it was it was expertly done for what they were intending on doing, but for an age range and for me personally, it was kind of blasé. But
so actually, then for my very first gentleman's agreement, I hit a home run.
Think
because
so?
Actually, so I do. Here's what I can tell you. So Bob, and you'll get this because about me. Mm-hmm. You said all the things that I really wanted you to say, and then there's one thing I'd like to just alter a bit. I thought it was well done, and again, I'm a huge Forrest Whitaker fan, and actually the thing that made me actually watch it, because Mary tipped me to it, because I hadn't even heard of it. But the thing, she's like, yeah, and Forrest Whitaker sings, and I'm like, no chance does Forrest Whitaker sing a darn thing. And so, and even when she said that, I didn't know it was a musical. But one of the things, the thing I'd like to alter a bit is, I think this would be great for a child 10 and under, regardless of whether they were African American or not.
True.
And and based on what you said, you would recommend this to your friends with kids who aren't African American, and say it is the CGI. Super well done. Mm-hmm. A who's who of cast members. You said your positives sell it for any household, regardless of the makeup of the race and gender of that household.
Correct.
So at the end of the day, the main reason why I assigned it to you, and I would have assigned it to anyone who'd gotten it, was the fact that all I wanted to validate was, hey, this is a movie that you click over this 8 billion times, and now that you've seen it, wouldn't you recommend it to any of your friends with kids?
Of course.
And there's nothing wrong with that, and that is why I assigned it to you. So you actually, if you roll the tape on everything you said about what was right with this movie versus what was wrong, yeah, it was wrong for you, but I'll bet you dollars to donuts the next time you talk to one of your friends who has a kid, especially next Christmas season, you might say, hey, you should watch Jingle Jangle. And when kids of all races see kids of other races doing and being masterful inventors, and then you see, and at the end of the day, it doesn't, you don't lose it on the quality of the production at all. So again, because as a person who's watched The Wizard of Oz 8 billion times and The Wiz a couple of times, there's a little bit of a drop off. I think it's cool that it's culturally kind of adjusted, but at the end of the day, all your strong suits are the reason why every kid should watch that. And guess what? Every parent of kids who are 10 and under will be sitting there watching it with their kids, and it's a great. I thought for the fact that Forrest Whitaker sings and those reasons alone, your review is perfect, and we should post it on Instagram. I'm going to post it somewhere myself.
No, I think that it was spot on in that regard for sure. And like I said, absolutely any child, but I think it's that much more empowering for people of African American descent to be like, hey, look, this is a movie where this is our movie. This is with us. I can see myself like a child to be able to see themselves in main characters, things that we take for granted that we've seen for a really long time.
100%. And the other piece there too is kids of other races also need to see that is a possibility.
Sure.
Hey, because again, if my friend tells me you can never be president, then I actually might start believing it.
Oh God, absolutely. It gives hope and potential. But I think, the generations that we're raising now,
they get it.
Yeah. I don't think they get
it. It's not pandering, but like I said, the movie is well done.
Yeah.
And again, I don't want to give you a review. Your review speaks volumes. And I think, like I said, I think you would have clicked by it 8 million times. But I got a sense you might recommend it to somebody as a kid. Period.
100%. There's nothing else that I would agree with more on that. And I think that it's something so positive. It's so sugary sweet, and it's just expertly done, cinematics, musical wise. For me personally, no. For someone with kids, fantastic.
Yep,
yeah, and I was
absolutely.
I actually watched it because one of my 6-year-olds that I treat at work recommended it to me. He's like, there's this really cool movie on Netflix my family and I just watched. He's like, it's called Jingle Jangle. And I was like, I'm like, what's it about? He's like, about an inventor. And I was like, oh, okay. So
next time you recommend something for Danielle and she finger wags at you, just remember that story.
I remember I'm going to have to give her something off of Disney or something like that. But
why? I've already seen all of it.
There's so many parallels in the movie. Excuse me, like I said, with Toy Story and with Forrest Whitaker being kind of parallel with Geppetto, and there's so much song and dance in it. There were so many things I picked up on the small town. Like you're thinking of A Christmas Carol or Scrooge or something like that, and it just all was just really well. It was just a lot of Christmas favorites or Disney that they were able to kind of tie together. The toys coming to life and things like that. I mean, it was really well done. I'll give you that for sure.
So if you're just joining us for Gentleman's Agreement this week, this is generally how it goes. But I will say, I would never interrupt. Like when we're flowing and someone's got a point to make, like they need to make it, I'm not going to cut you off. But Todd, I will say, that's not typical of our Gentleman's Agreement reviews. Generally, we try to keep it to like 90 seconds. So,
sorry.
No one's fault, and it's great dialogue that content that I would never want to interrupt. But I don't want you to walk away from this going like, oh, next week I got to come with like a 30-minute review of my movie. You do not have to do that.
Got it.
Okay.
I did want to say though that never mind. No, go ahead.
If it comes to you, interrupt me.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. So Todd, we're going to do new assignments now. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The Excel macro has determined the following. I have drawn Nick. Todd has drawn Cory. Cory has drawn Danielle. Nice job, Cory. Danielle has me, and Nick, you have Todd.
Oh, revenge is a dish best served cold.
That's what they say. So, Todd, would you like to go first? Or you want some time to think about it?
I already know what I already got picked on for him. Hopefully, he hasn't seen it.
Okay, go right ahead.
Cory.
He's not on mic right now, but I'll relay to him. Go ahead and ask your question.
Well, hopefully, how did I know that he hasn't seen it before?
Say the fucking name of the movie, and I'll ask him.
Jesus.
All right. When the game stands tall, so he's on the crapper and he can't freaking respond.
No,
he's off mic.
He's off mic. He's working on some camera stuff.
There's some fiddle fucking going on.
Yeah, fiddle fuckery going on. Corey, Corey, have you seen Where the Game Stands Tall?
When the game stands tall.
When the Game Stands Tall. Oh yeah, he's seen that one. No, he has not seen it.
Perfect.
All righty. Where can he find this? Is this a movie or a series?
It's a movie.
Where can he find it?
It's an old movie. I don't know what media outlet is on, but if he searches for it, it should be somewhere in the ethos. And if not, I'll track it down.
Not a problem.
Have him call me.
What we generally do, and I'll do this in a little bit, is we rely on justwatch.com, that website, which will pretty much tell you where you can find anything that's streaming, either for free or you got to pay.
Perfect.
Great site.
Perfect.
Great site for this segment. I have drawn Nick. So, Nick, have you seen First Man?
No.
With Ryan Gosling playing Neil Armstrong?
No.
To piggyback.
Yeah.
Piggy tail on.
No, don't say that.
Piggy tail on your away pick for me with the space stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm giving you as First Man.
Perfect.
I think it's probably going to be a $3 or $4 rental from Amazon or somewhere like that, but I think it'll be worth it.
Yeah, I love space movies. That's fantastic.
All right. Let's see. Danielle, you have me.
Have you seen Run on Hulu? Happy birthday, by the way.
Run on Hulu.
Happy birthday, Cory.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday
to you.
Happy birthday, dear Cory.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, Cory.
That was
Wouldn't it be funny if it wasn't really his birthday?
None of us have checked. For the longest I've known it.
He's trying to get a free drink.
Yeah, really. Hey, there's no Applebee's, man. You're not having a free blondie, all right?
All right, so Run on Netflix. Who's in it? What?
I can't see anything. My phone's gone now.
Oh God, I was like, what's wrong?
I'm blind.
He's using your phone?
Yeah.
All right, I'll jot it down and take a look.
I can't remember what her name is.
Is it a series?
No, it's just it's a movie.
Okay.
She plays. She played Nurse Ratched on that. She's in like a lot of American Horror Story movies. I can't think of.
I was
going to
say
right
American
now.
Horror Story. Yeah.
Sarah. Something?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's her.
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, she's the main character. Run.
Okay. Got it. Okay. Cory's doing that, which means Nick, you got Todd.
So Todd, I have no idea in regards to things you like to watch or that, but also that my videography in regards to movies is not a long list. So you were one of the first persons and my biggest fan in regards to telling me that. Yeah, hey, you haven't seen a lot of movies. If someone has not seen something, but you've already given it as a pick, absolutely you should be able to do that. So I think that's fantastic. That being said, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to, not only do I have a gentleman's pick, but I have to give a pick. And it's like, in order to give a pick, I have to watch more movies as well. So it's, let me go watch a movie so I can give a movie. Maybe I don't like it.
This should be the greatest day in the world for you because you've now got a fresh victim on this game that you can reassign all the other shit to.
So, Todd, have you ever watched The OA?
The OA?
Yeah.
I have not.
Okay.
Netflix.
Yeah. OA Netflix.
No. All right. I'm on it.
All right. I think we're going to have to come back to Cory because he has drawn Danielle and he's still fiddle fucking with cameras. So let's jump into pick of the week to close out this episode.
Hold on.
Oh, sorry.
What's our time looking like? in regards to?
Well, that minus 15 minutes. So
Okay.
yeah, we're getting close.
We have a chance for existential question.
Sure, we can do that now. Why don't we do that now? We'll save pick of the week for the
Sure.
end.
So an existential question. Then I'm gonna pose to everybody here.
Hold on, let's do me a favor for the audio version.
Yeah.
Let's just reintroduce like we're gonna go as existential question. now.
So Nick's existential question. I'm gonna ask a question in regards to if this then that, or if this ever transpired, what would you do, kind of thing. Something I came up that we used to do with my friends when we were bored or at work.
Mm-hmm.
So the existential question of this week, at one time we did Cory's version of heaven, and we all described it. So, but this week's question is going to be, if you could become rich doing one thing you're currently not doing, what would it be and why? Bob, go first.
Writer.
You would be a writer.
100%.
Double English major, and elaborate a little bit.
I've just always wanted to do it, but it's one of those things where once you get a job, there's not enough time in the world to stop doing your job to do some other job that doesn't pay anywhere close to what you're making at your current job, and it just never happens. So yeah, if I could become rich doing it, meaning like quit my job, do that full time, absolutely. Is that the question you're asking?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Cory?
If I could quit my job and basically my dream job.
No, restate the question.
Yeah. So the question is, and there's obviously a little bit of leeway on this, but if you could become rich doing one thing that you currently don't do, and I'll even say this.
It can't be video fiddlefuckery.
No, I'll even say this. If it's something that you're currently doing, but you're clearly not becoming rich doing this thing.
No, that's a lot of leeway you're giving.
This is my
normally Nick doesn't give this much leeway.
It's my existential question. So
Did he just mute you?
he can't respond.
That's what he does.
So yeah, so I'm gonna give some leeway on this and say that if you're doing your dream job, but you need more money, you're gonna have to really. It's gonna be a hard sell.
Well, let's see what Todd's got to say because Cory's walked away from Mike again.
Yeah, Todd, what do you think?
Ooh, that sucked. You guys jumped right back to me. I had a couple things going.
Okay.
One of them would be great.
So yeah, something.
I got something I'm not doing and I couldn't do, but I would love if I could get rich doing it. Be a singer.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
I think that was better than Todd's answer. Is just hearing
She's still
Mary.
laughing.
Oh my God!
She's still laughing right now.
Wow.
Can you bring Mary over here, please, to the phone?
No. She's away. That was a
Damn
TV show in the other room.
Yeah, Todd. Why would you why would you become a singer and why would you enjoy that so much?
Singers get all the pussy.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Mary didn't hear that. Perfect.
Wow.
I know Todd Dillon very well. That's exactly why.
Wow.
I did not say that. That is not what Todd said.
That is true.
But I'm not gonna walk away from it.
That is also true.
All right, Danielle.
A professional dancer, like ballet dancer.
Are you?
That was my number 2.
A ballet dancer, Todd?
Yeah.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking? I'm thinking a band with Todd singing and her dancing.
Oh, I thought that immediately.
Yeah.
I thought that immediately when he's, doing a rendition
not to
of.
get selfish for to get selfish for 2021. But what if I did both?
Oh my God.
Oh, absolutely, you should.
Wow. Hold on.
I want to see a ballet dance off between Todd and Danielle.
Are there tights involved?
Oh, for sure.
I just envision
Sugar plums?
Todd doing a rendition of "Luck Be a Lady" tonight. And,
that'd be amazing.
And Danielle on her toes or on her tippies, as Cory might say, just dancing almost like the Nutcracker to the song.
Yeah.
I think that would be fantastic.
Well, there'd be some nutcracking going on. And by the way, Cory would never say the tippies. You and I would say that.
Yeah, that's true. That's what I've learned.
Ballet dancer. All right. What about you, Nick?
So we're gonna do Cory next.
No, we can't wait for Cory.
Yeah, we can't.
Who only knows what
he
keep
was
things
late
moving.
to the podcast. He's fucking with shit.
And we are not going to make this take longer.
I see
Right.
problems on the phone.
Yeah.
So yeah, for me, I would say if there's something I get rich at or get rich doing, excuse me, that I'm not currently doing? I would say it's probably this.
Podcasting?
Sure. If we could,
That's a great answer.
Yeah,
You son of a bitch.
if we could,
Awesome answer.
if we could make
Awesome answer.
you know, I love the, you know, the togetherness and the sense of family and the tradition and meeting new people and you know, all come together with you guys and having a reason to, you know, go past, you know, some of the down parts in life and constantly get together and shoot the shit and kick the tires with you guys. And if there's something that can become lucrative with it, then that would be fantastic to me. So I would say this.
Awesome. Well, that really sucks that you had to do that work because now you got to follow that. I don't know how you're going to do it.
I tried to go last. I know it was going to be knocked out of the park.
He totally
so.
did. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even fucking know at this point.
An IT professional.
If I could get the podcast to work, that would be.
Stop it! No, sorry. You were thumbing all these phones up here.
I want to hear something like,
Good night, everybody.
metallurgist or exotic dancer.
Oh God, no one wants to hear that.
But if he get rich doing it, he would do it in a hot second.
I think if there was one thing I could do to get rich that I'm not currently doing, I'd like to be a kayak river guide.
Okay.
All right.
Believe it or not, Chris Bishop in a former life
interesting.
was a kayak river guide, and I can confirm to you that you cannot get rich.
Well, I figured that much,
Right,
but if I could,
yeah,
then I would like to do it.
That's a great option.
You guys will have to remind me on another episode when you have me as a guest to tell my Golly whitewater rafting trip story, and remind me about that.
Did you say Sven Golly?
No, the Golly River in West Virginia, one of the most dangerous rapids in the U.S.
I'm making a note right now, Todd.
You're not. I'm watching you.
It's a little slow, and be thankful you're watching us because for a while we had some technical difficulties.
Yeah,
I saw that too.
At least I had some artwork for it.
that's true.
It just wasn't a black screen, so.
All right. Did we finish then?
We're finished.
Okay, let's jump into pick of the week then. Anybody got something for pick they want to jump in? I'm seeing a little head shake from Danielle. No pick. Cory is still trying to catch up.
I do have a pick of the week, as a matter of fact.
Cory, go ahead. Let's get you done so you can just concentrate on what you got to do for the podcast.
And
Concentrate on fucking more shit up.
You guys have actually been looking at the entire podcast.
Your face?
That's my pick of the week.
Cory's
my
face.
My dude robe.
His robe.
What? Okay, hold on. Who's calling it a dude robe?
That's the name of the company.
Other than you.
That is the name of the company.
Dude Robe is the name of the
Dude
company?
Robe is the name of the company. They were on Shark Tank.
Why? It's just a fucking robe.
But it's a robe for dudes.
It's not, though.
Explain why. What is the draw of? Pretend you're a pitch man for dude robe right now.
Well, hang on. Before we go into the pitch man of dude robe, the idea of even just getting a robe, I was looking up to see if they sold the Lebowski robe.
Of course.
Of course you were.
And due to the fact that it was one of Jeff Bridges' own robes and it was old as shit already.
Jeff who?
Bridges'
robes?
Bridges' old robes.
That's a tough road to hoe, right?
It really
That
is.
name.
Where's the apostrophe?
There's no
I'll tell you if you want to know.
I know you will.
There's no one knows the company or where it came from. It was just something he had in his closet that he would wear on set.
Just like the jellies.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I obviously could not find that robe. The only thing you can find is like a Halloween costume version of it that's really cheap, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not doing that.
That's not how you roll.
So,
No,
but
what
when
you do is you get your friends to buy that shit for you.
yes,
Yeah, really.
but when you type in
Yeah.
like even Lebowski robe or the dude's robe, clearly this company was brilliant in the fact that they knew a lot of people were searching for that because they named their company Dude Robe.
Okay.
But it's not just your average bathrobe that you go to Kohl's and buy and it's got stupid fuzzies on it and all that.
I would hope not.
It's almost like taking a hooded sweatshirt and extending it and turning it into
A dress.
wow. That's not what I was going for, but
I can say this. To me, it looks. I have sheets that are jersey cotton sheets, and they're made of like t-shirt material, and that kind of almost looks parallel to that, where it's like a heathered cotton.
Yeah, it's a little bit. The inside is more like an actual robe material, but the outside's like just a regular cotton.
Yeah,
sweatshirt.
it doesn't appear to be like a wearable towel like most robes.
No, it's more of a, and on their site, that's actually something they go for, is that you can wear it not just as a robe, but anywhere you like your place. Yes,
yeah, you can wear it where?
Anywhere.
I don't think you can.
Oh, you can, and I'm going to.
He's threatened it like it was somehow hurting me.
I almost didn't allow him to wear it on the podcast.
I want to see him walk into like when all this pandemic shit's over, like Ruth's Chris, and try to get a table in that robe.
No, that would never happen. He would get kicked out immediately.
Oh, it's gonna make appearances.
You might get kicked out of Applebee's with that thing.
Might as well wear your slippers while you're at it too.
I most likely will.
Okay.
So yes, Dude Robe. Go on the site, check them out. Very comfortable.
All right. Hey, Todd Dillon, you got a pick for us?
You guys haven't explained this section to me.
Oh, okay. So what pick of the week is something that you have experienced that you want to share with the group, whether it's a movie you watched, a TV show, a robe that you bought, a great restaurant that you ate in, some awesome pork rinds that you are like, Jesus Christ, these pork rinds will change your life.
Stop right there. That means I can tell. I just had a beer recently that I've fallen in love with, and I'm not a huge IPA snob. Does that work?
Yep.
Super Cluster by Lagunitas.
Lagunitas Super Cluster?
Yeah. It's IPA done with Citra hops. Amazing.
Really? Okay.
Yes.
So as Lagunitas, probably you can probably get it anywhere in the States, I assume?
Yeah. Yep. So that's exactly why I picked that one. It's one you can get most anywhere.
Okay.
They got that because little something's in every state for sure.
Yeah.
And if you see Super Cluster, it is incredible.
All right. Good to know. I'm not an IPA fan, but Mr. Bader is. So as soon as he gets out of the shitter, we'll give him the update. So while he's in the shitter, so I'll go. My pick is the Hanukkah sessions. There's a guy. So it's Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters got together with a guy who's a record producer who's also in a band called The Bird and the Bee. His name is Greg Kurstin. And so during the period of Hanukkah, they decided to do a song. They got together, and Dave's on drums and he's singing, and Greg, the other guy, is on keyboards or synth, doing all kind of different instrument approximations. And they filmed it, put it on Twitter under the hashtag Hanukkah Sessions. And if you're like me, you weren't quite sure which spelling, it's HANUKKAH Sessions. But they do, it's all
Hanukkah.
It's not the Chanukah, right? But they do. So they were doing one song a day, and they were doing all like Jewish artists. So they did like a song from the Velvet Underground. They did a song from the Beastie Boys, Bob Dylan. They did Elastica, a song from the Knack, Peaches, Drake, and there was a song that did from Mountain right after the guy from Mountain passed away recently over Hanukkah. So it's pretty fucking cool, and they made that shit sound really, really good. So if you're interested in that kind of shit, go to Twitter, hashtag Hanukkah Sessions, HANUKKAH. That's my pick. Nick Bader, whenever you are ready, if you got a pick, as he strolls languidly to the microphone.
Oh, okay.
Throws this vape on the keyboard and declares that he shall have a pick of the day.
I shall have a pick of the week. God, a day, that would be really difficult to do. I don't have that much money.
Pick of the week is hard enough.
Yeah, so pick of the week for me is going to be Chef Jean-Pierre's from the Jean-Pierre store on Amazon, white truffle oil. So it's $28. It's a white truffle olive oil. It's got awesome reviews. I recently
Hold on. $28 truffle oil?
$28 truffle oil. It comes in, I think, like 12, 16 ounce.
Exactly.
So how long does it take you to go through that much truffle oil?
Oh, dude, truffle that's potent. You don't use a lot of it.
So it's going to last you a while.
Bullshit. It's butter.
Well,
that's what I wanted to know. Why am I spending $28 on truffle oil if it's only going to last me like 4 days?
It's damn good.
It is very good. You should only be using a little bit of it.
Yeah, it takes over. It's a very, very dominant flavor, but it's a delicious flavor. And right now, they actually, the company, if you purchase the truffle oil, it comes with a container of truffle salt, white truffle salt as well.
Is that also another $28?
Nope, it's a free gift. So it's
generous bastards.
Fantastic. Just sent it to my brother for Christmas, and he loves it. So
I just imagine
What's the
Todd.
brand again?
Jean-Pierre.
Got it.
He's ordering it currently.
You might be looking it up.
I just imagine Todd sitting there with a bowl of Cheerios in the morning, taking some truffle oil, and just here we go.
Truffle Cheerios. Dude, I have truffle oil that upstairs in a very, very, very skinny bottle. I mean, it can only be 4 ounces at the most, and I've had it for over a year. And you splash it into anything you're doing in a saute pan, and it's just delicious. I mean, a little goes a long way. So,
All right.
but that's black truffle.
I don't know why you had to bring race into this, man.
Well, I usually go with the black truffle, unfortunately.
Always bet on black, as they say. Nothing for Todd.
He's too busy looking up truffle oil right now.
Did we lose you, Todd?
Gone.
I think we did.
We did.
No, he's still there.
Couldn't stand that racist comment.
I'm still here. I had to mute because Mary's making horse sounds in the background.
Wow. Was that horse sounds? Did you say horse sounds?
I said horse sounds.
Oh, like nay, not like hey. Gotcha.
There you go.
Wow. Okay. Todd, give Mary our best, and thanks again for jumping in, and hopefully we'll see you next weekend.
Absolutely. Love you guys.
Todd,
Love
love
you,
you,
brother.
brother.
Love you, Todd.
All right, everybody. That is Schnozzcast 106 for the week. This is Bob signing off. Have a good week. Nick?
Yeah, Happy New Year, and hopefully 2021 doesn't suck as much, but be good to yourselves and each other. Corey?
Happy New Year. Good night, everyone. See you next week.
See you later.